Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, this is Boisterous coming to you with some Platinum League Pandemonium out of the map Antigua Shipyard GSL. Spawning up here in the top right-hand corner, we do have LGcube as the red Protoss, and down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have wPsCheeZ as the orange Zerg. And if at any point in this video my voice starts to get a little bit hoarse, it's because I already recorded this game, and then I forgot that the microphone was off, and I was like, crap. And that was pretty fail, and it made me extremely sad face. There, wPsCheeZ telling LGcube his league. I think this is probably a custom game? Maybe a tournament? But I'm guessing a custom game. That would make the most sense to me. We have LGcube going for the Forge Fast Expand, as is standard for basically any Protoss player that plays against a Zerg player ever nowadays. It's basically the only thing you do. I don't know what that meant. I need to focus on things I'm not good at, so I might not be as good. Don't you want to be better? I mean, if you don't want to be as good, then you should just get worse at the game, or just play like crap, because you can do that basically on command. However, if you want to be, if you're getting rid of stuff that you're not as good at and making them better, then you're going to get better. You're going to be better at. You're going to be more good at the game. Oh well. I'm not going to criticize that statement too much. I'm just going to be very confused by it. And real quick, as this game warms up, I'm going to pimp my own stuff. Me and Kadoink are starting our AMNESIA series today. I actually completely messed up the render on my video, so I'm going to need to re-render that before releasing it. But it will be up at some point today or tomorrow. That being said, I did completely fuck it up last time. It took like 11 hours to render, so it might take forever, and it might be up like tomorrow afternoon. Because AMNESIA as a game just hates being rendered. It really despises it, and I very much messed up. But that is an issue for another time. Oh, we do have the first cannon up, and that will completely deny this drone scout. This drone is going to be an extremely sad-faced man as he just beats away at this pylon. Why is he taking out all of his aggression on this pylon? This pylon's actually taking good damage. It's down to 50. It's down 50 life. And now the probe's going to come over and, you know, actually win. And the drone is going to try to be a hero. Oh, drone, don't try to be a hero to the cannon. It does so much damage. Oh, whoa, sneaky drone. Oh my god. I was like right on the edge of that cannon's vision. Ugh. That was so very scary for me. It looks like this drone is just going to be dodging its way around as it begins to patrol around the base. It looks like wPsCheeZ is just standing there. There, the drone actually doubles back into the probe. Not the best decision. Is my volume high again? That's fine. And LGcube with an ACK. He forgot his chrono, which is, it's not the best thing to do. Don't forget your chrono, kids. Not good. Well, it looks like we do have actually a double assimilator play coming out right there, which leads me to think that's going to be tech, because honestly, you don't need double assimilator this fast in a PvZ where you go Forge Fast Expand. Like, his gateway isn't even done yet, and he went for a double expand. He's even getting us 3 gateways, which is a lot of gateways. We have the natural up for wPsCheeZ. The Nexus is going to finish right now. So we have both players kind of on an equal footing economically. However, I would be surprised if the Zerg did not take a really fast third base just to abuse the fact that he's cross positions on a map where it's reasonably easy to hold your third. Especially if you take out the back rocks here, because then the Protoss player, who can usually just force field your ramp, if you force field your ramp, he's just going to get himself blanked. And getting flanked is not a fun thing to do in this game. We do have a small probe transfer, just 6 probes, as most people will do it. Heading down to the natural, and there we go. He's forgetting to use his chrono again, but that's not a big problem. There is speed about to finish up along with 8 Zerglings. That's actually a lot of Zerglings, especially considering the fact that he doesn't have that many drones yet. This is usually the stage in the game where people just get insane amounts of drones because they're just so useful. We do have +1 attack coming out, which is pretty fast. And LGcube, oh, he wants the criticism, guys. He wants it. me shake out my hands. Let me get ready for this. Let me prepare. Oh, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to criticize some people. I am prepared. We have the Stargate coming down, which is kind of interesting. Warp Gate is very late. He actually started his Warp Gate like at stupidly late time. It was kind of silly, to be quite perfectly honest. And there's the Overlord Scout. You gotta have some stalkers to make sure that doesn't happen. That is not something a lot of players want, especially when you're going for something like a Stargate that is very, very based on a surprise attack tactic. You know, Void Rays are much more dangerous if your opponent doesn't see them coming, and so are things like Phoenixes. We do have a few Zealots up here at the front, along with Sentries, and Warpgate's still about halfway done. The layer is coming out, along with one Evolution Chamber that actually hasn't started upgrading yet. Has it gone for any other tech? No. You should probably be getting Roaches or something, because +1 Zealots are going to rip his lanes apart. And honestly, if you're going up against a Forge Fast Expand, you should be expecting some level of Zealot attack early on in the game, because honestly, Zealot pressure is one of the best ways to stop a Zerg from doing what wPsCheeZ is doing right now, which is just getting a whole lot of bases up extremely quickly. We do have a couple of Spore Crawlers up in the main base, a couple of Spore Crawlers down in the natural, and that's basically going to prevent any sort of this Phoenix harass from doing any damage at all. The first Phoenix is on its way out, and he's actually going for 2 robotics facilities, which is pretty unique. That's kind of... Usually players don't go for such high production off of 2 bases, primarily because they can't support it, really. He's getting quite a few gateway units still. And I don't know what he plans on doing with these 2 robos, because he hasn't even like scouted Roaches or anything. He's even going a unit that is an extremely good scout. The first Unity is out, and honestly, this thing could just dive through the base 90,000 times until Infestors get up, and they can finally get picked off. And he will be able to see this Roachborn coming up. He'll be able to see any subsequent tech choices coming up. It'll be just absolutely fantastic. He might even be able to snipe off an Overlord if there were any out on the map. However, it looks like wPsCheeZ has managed to pull them all back to the main base into a nice defensive position in between these 2 Spore Crawlers. And we have nice Larva Injects going down. This is really the big thing for higher level Zerg players, is just how many Larva Injects they get and how much energy are on these Queens. This one still didn't get the memo about the Larva Injects, but it'll be perfectly fine. I'm kind of surprised to not see any Creep Tumors down currently, especially considering the fact that he's a couple of Queens that could spare a little bit of energy to drop, you know, 1 Creep Tumor, because that's really all you need at this stage in the game. You have 1 Creep Tumor that can just chain all of your bases together, which is very important. We do have these Phoenixes maybe about to swing in, but they decide against it. They don't want to move in against any of those Spore Crawlers, and he sees that last Spore Crawler. He also saw the Roach Force, which is very important. And we should see him transition out of this Phoenix play, maybe into some level of Void Ray, but I'm going to guess it's going to be much more of an Immortal-based play, because Immortals are just so good. We even have a Warp Prism out right now, which is pretty unique, and he's going for +2 attack on the secondary force, so he could go for +2 armor at the same time, which is a very nice upgrade. And it's actually extremely cheap for Protoss units. It's only 150, 150, whereas other races level 2 armor, I think, is 225, 225. Actually, wow, all of the Protoss upgrades are so cheap now. I forgot to buff those. I mean, level 3 weapons is 200, 200. I think all the other races are 225, 225, and level 3 armor is 300, 300. But that's probably just because of the fact that you also need to upgrade shields, and shields are more expensive than the average upgrade. Oh, man. It looks like we have wPsCheeZ taking a pretty ballsy expansion. Most Zerg players expand down to like this bottom right hand corner. They don't expand towards the middle of the map, especially if they don't have good creep spread, because it's just so hard to contain and maintain 4 bases without that sort of advanced creep spread. And here comes a beautiful sentry jump. Those force fields cooling down at the front of the base, and just a Zealot Warping that should simply be able to clean this up. However, we have the main force from wPsCheeZ moving up to the front. There are a lot of Zerglings here that are probably all going to get sliced and diced before anything can happen. It looks like even though the force fields are down, these Roaches are not paying attention, and the base does go down. That's pretty nasty. And here comes the main attack at the front. wPsCheeZ, there's a couple of nice force fields, and oh, the Roaches trying to stack themselves up, and there's still a lot of force fields left around sentries, and oh my god. Ouch. That is a That is a lot of units going down for one cannon. I don't even think he killed a defensive unit there. This sentry is going to live with 6 health. If we just look at the units lost tab, it is not pretty for our Zerg player. He is tripling his opponent's losses, which is, it's not where you want to be. Even if you do have 3 or 4 bases to your opponent's 2, and he only has 3 bases to his opponent's 2 because, of course, the 3rd base was sniped, which is kind of hilarious in a certain way. We have a lot of roaches coming out here, however, he doesn't need roaches. He does not need them. Roaches are really, really bad against immortals, and there's a couple of immortals in this army with a couple more on the way. There's 4 immortals currently, and all these units just have such superior upgrades that they're just going to be able to start slamming down into like the mouth of these Zerg players, punching all these teeth in. And we are going to see the 4th base fall for this push, and then the Protoss player is just going to pull back. And it looks like at this point the Zealots are coming in, and they're going to be sniping off the 3rd base before escaping with 4 of them. And wPsCheeZ is kind of just getting picked apart right now. There's not a whole lot of things he has been able to do this game. He's just getting sliced and diced by all of this Zealot dropping and all this pushing, and it's getting a little bit nasty. We have LGcube finally taking his 3rd base, and CheeZ is not in a position to push right now, but he's going to be going for it. And this could end up very bad for him because there is still a lot of high energy sentries sitting in this army, and if he actually goes for this engagement, there's a very good chance that he will get completely sliced off from the mainland, and you just can't survive against this many immortals with that group of roaches if you get chopped off. That is just not a preferable situation. It looks like he is going to take down these rocks. He is still at 0-0 upgrades versus 2-2 of his opponents, but 3-2 on the way, or 2-3, excuse me. And there the roaches are swinging in. They are going to be able to take out this Nexus almost before any sort of engagement can happen. But here comes the engagement. Where are those force fields? Those are not the force fields you needed, sir. Those might have been the force fields you deserved, but they're not the force fields you needed. Those are not Batman force fields. Oh, man. Poor Batman force fields. It looks like we do have the 3rd and the 4th on the way again. However, there's the group of Zealots. Oh, not even getting the cancel off. That is fairly nasty. Where is that warp prism? There's that warp prism. Oh, are you going to do it again? Oh, so mean. So mean. Just look at it. Just let him live. Oh, this hatchery is most certainly going to go down, and I would not be surprised to see a whole lot of these Zealots get away with the crime. Looks like 4? Yeah, 4 are going to survive out of this, which is pretty hilarious. I'm kind of surprised to not see any sort of tech from this Twilight Council yet. Oh, wow. There hasn't even been Blink research yet. I would have expected at least Blink. And I was just going to say that I'm surprised that Charge hasn't come out yet, but it's really nothing. Literally nothing has come out of that yet. The only thing is that he's gotten those +3 weapons and +3 armor upgrades on the way, which are pretty key upgrades. However, I'd still like to see some sort of Blink or his Charge play, just because his Zealots and his Stalkers have been so pivotal in this game. But it looks like LGcube is just going to be coming with the push of death, and honestly, wPsCheeZ does not have a whole lot to defend. His economy has been down for the last 10 minutes, and it was not where a Zerg player wants it to be, and we've seen spreading out this paltry group of roaches. However, I don't see it happening. These roaches are finally rolling up to the front. However, this engagement might start without him. No, it is not going to, but this is still not a whole lot of roaches versus this size of Protoss ball. Here comes the final engagement. Oh my god. Oh, so many beautiful force fields blocking out the loop around from the left-hand side. And these Colossi just do not care as the phone goes off. And you know what? Screw you, phone. I don't care. I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to go with it. And all these roaches getting turned into flaming piles of nothing as this 3rd Colossus comes out. Why is nobody picking up the phone? That's alright. That's okay. That's okay. It's not. I don't need to be that professional. Screw it. Screw it. We do have a couple of roaches coming in, and there we go. Nice. Nice. Now I have the phone lady talking to me in my right hand ear. But you know what? Screw it. Screw it. We do have the Immortals pushing into the main base now, along with this Stalker ball, and this is just too many units for these roaches to even want to hold off. And they're still at 0-0 versus the 2-3 with 3-3 or 3-1-3 on the way, and that's just going to be an absolute death sentence. And tee-hee as wPsCheeZ leaves the game. So anyway, guys, be sure to check out me and Kedoink's Amnesia series, as it is going to be the start of a new kind of thing that we're hoping to do for quite a while. The first game is going to be Amnesia, and then we might take, I don't know, I've suggested a vacation to Hello Kitty Island adventure. Kedoink seems vehemently opposed to that. However, I think Hello Kitty Online would be a nice adventure after Amnesia, because Amnesia is scary as hell. And also, if you'd like your games commentated, you can send them on in to boisteroussc2@gmail.com. And if you would like to watch any of the other games I've commentated, you can head on over and maybe give me a subscribe or a like or a comment over at youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous signing out.